Yo, what's up everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today, we've got some great information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with a big rumor on the Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch front, and that is Animal Crossing is going to get a general September release window, plus very detailed gameplay information that was shared by a Twitter user named John W. Cabrera. Now, this guy hasn't really leaked anything beforehand that was notable or that we knew from him, but this information was very detailed, like I stated, and Game Explain's John Cartwright also agreed with the information. So let's go ahead and break down some of the stuff that he said here. So you can create actual paths in the game, no loading screens, you can choose a town type, size, island, desert, etc. Over 100 new animals, including new species, bats are one. You can move things in your house with guests over. There's new clothing, new types of fish, bugs, etc. Flea Market makes a return. They're hearing that the game runs at a solid 60 frames per second in handheld. 8-player online multiplayer with only Nintendo Online. You can play without online services, but will only allow up to 2 players. Split screen co-op with 2 Joy-Cons is possible. Different town layers make a return. Amiibo support, and it works with old Amiibo. Windows will no longer just be a flat texture from indoors. Full rotational camera inside and outdoors, plus a overhauled friendship system. And like I did state, September release window is what they're hearing as well with this one. And I have to ask, with all this stuff here, all of this seems like it could be just educated guesses, right? All this information here, there is nothing crazy. 8-player online multiplayer, I think the Wii version had 4, so doubling that wouldn't be a problem. Co-op with Joy-Cons, yeah, that seems like it'd be very feasible. A bunch of new species, some bats and different animals. Well, it's called Animal Crossing. I would hope that there's going to be a lot of different stuff. Now, there are some details in here that could be wrong, like maybe there's not 100, maybe there's like 70 or something like that. But all this stuff just seems very feasible that it could happen. Nothing out here was so outlandish or crazy or something that the Animal Crossing team couldn't implement into a new game on the Nintendo Switch after going from the 3DS all the way to the Switch, skipping the Wii U because that Amiibo Festival thing doesn't count as a real Animal Crossing game. So all of this makes sense to me. I'm not saying that he's 100% right or he's correct because this is a rumor. There's no way to verify it at this point, even with Game Explain kind of chipping in. But at the same time, this stuff does seem feasible, like it could happen, but we just don't know. We have to kind of wait and see, especially on that release window of September. We have no idea what Nintendo's going to do this fall because it's crazy. There are so many big games with The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. You also have Pokemon. There's Luigi's Mansion, and also this game. We don't know where those are going to fall in line, so we'll just have to wait and see what Nintendo has to say. Maybe they give us more details at E3 or at a Nintendo Direct after or before E3. So what do you guys think about this information when it comes to Animal Crossing on the Nintendo Switch? The rumors, I should say. You guys think it's going to fall in line with September? What do you think about some of these gameplay details as well? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic here. We've got some Xenoblade Chronicles news because a brand new Monolith Soft job listing has a lot of fans wondering if there's another Xenoblade Chronicles title or Xenoblade title in the works. So recently, Monolith Soft is looking to hire new employees. We've known about that for quite some time, but there's a little bit more on that. Today's information is a bit separate because Monolith Soft is looking to bring in some more people for a new RPG project. And it's being handled by Production Dev Team 1. That's the same team who created Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, if the other team is working on a brand new fantasy action game featuring an all-new IP, then this team could be working on a brand new Xenoblade Chronicles game. And this is the very interesting thing about all of this, because people don't understand or realize that Monolith Soft has 2 teams. People think that Monolith Soft is only one team and they can only be working on one game. That is not the case. They have 2 separate locations and 2 teams. Around 40 people made that game with some outside help from contractors for the art and other things and the blades and stuff like that. So the Xenoblade Chronicles Dev 1 team, they've been hard at work on something, and it could have been, or it could be, a brand new Xenoblade Chronicles game. A lot of fans are speculating that it's going to be Xenoblade Chronicles X2 because X1, the original Xenoblade Chronicles X, that left off on quite a bit of a cliffhanger, and fans want some resolutions. Fans want a conclusion to that game. So I'm thinking that if we did get another Xenoblade game, it would be a Xenoblade Chronicles X game, or a Xenoblade Chronicles 3, or a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 game that's actually a sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles X. I'm not sure how they would number it or letter it or whatever the case is, but either way, I'm thinking if they are working on a Xenoblade game, it's going to be a Xenoblade Chronicles X2. It's going to be a follow-up in that type of style in order to get that huge open world, the exploration and all that. But maybe they can finally create the two worlds that they want, right? You have the Xenoblade Chronicles fans who really love the story-based game, which is like Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And then you have Xenoblade Chronicles X, which the story is good, but it definitely takes a back burner with the mute protagonist and everything. Maybe they finally come together with the huge world of a Xenoblade Chronicles X that was seamless, by the way, in the open world. You combine that with the story elements of a Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2, and you have the perfect Xenoblade game. So a lot of fans are kind of hoping that's what we see here, and I'm hoping we get just something. I want to see what they're working on. I'm a huge Monolith Soft fan, so I can't wait to see what the dev team 1 is working on. Maybe they show us something at a new Nintendo Direct this year. Maybe there's something at E3. Not really sure, but we'll have to wait and see what they have for us. So what do you guys think about this job listing here, the dev team 1? What do you think they're working on? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here. In Japan, the media create tracks the latest sales data. We go over it quite a bit here on the channel, and they actually have some analysts that work for them, and they've said some big things about the Nintendo Switch, stating that the sales will be even better this year in 2019, which I think we can all expect, right? Because there's so much different pieces of software that are coming out. There's a lot of variety and there's big heavy hitters, but they also stated that the Switch console will last for 7 years. So I'm thinking that they're including the 2 years that it's already been out. So 5 more years of the Switch console. So Asushi Hosokawa, the director of the Media Create, recently gave some thoughts on Nintendo Switch and how it will perform in 2019. First, he stated the Switch will continue to grow in the next fiscal year, set to begin on April 1st, 2019. He believes sales for the console in the next fiscal year will surpass the last fiscal year, which is expected to be around 17 million consoles. In addition to that, the director predicts that the Nintendo Switch life cycle will be around 7 years. So he's expecting the console to last around 2024. So interesting take from him. I think that with the first one, yes, this year's sales are going to be a lot better than last year's sales because this year has way more heavy hitters. This year has Super Mario Maker, it has Pokemon, it has Animal Crossing, it has Luigi's Mansion, it has Marvel Ultimate Alliance, it has just so much stuff. Astral Chain is coming out this year, Fire Emblem Three Houses is coming out this year, Yoshi's coming out. There are a ton of exclusive games that are really going to help push the Nintendo Switch. So yes, that's obviously a given that the Switch is going to sell better this year than it did last year. So this year is definitely going to be a bigger sales year for Nintendo. But the system is going to last till 2024. We're in 2019 already, so definitely 5 more years of the Nintendo Switch. And with the sales going the way that it is, I can definitely see Nintendo supporting this system for another 5 years, and then also maybe adding on like a new Nintendo Switch, a system that's slightly more powerful, has a little bit more power, and can do some things that the regular Switch can't do. Some people are even predicting maybe even a Switch Mini. We've talked about that before on the channel. I feel there's a lot of ways that Nintendo can go with this one. I'm just not exactly sure how they're going to do it, but I don't think this base vanilla Switch unit is going to be the only Switch that we have till 2024 or till when Nintendo decides to make the next actual generational leap or the next system that they're going to do. I think we're going to get some type of revised model with more power or smaller or something between that. I think that's a safe bet based on all the information that we have so far, but we'll have to wait and see. I think that a 7-year lifespan, even if it was somewhere between 5 to 7 years, not bad at all. Pretty much a typical lifespan for a lot of Nintendo systems. That would be completely fine by me. So what do you guys think about what the Media Create director had to say here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here. In a surprise, Dragon's Dogma is going to be getting a Netflix anime adaptation. Here is the press release from Netflix. Based on the world-famous action RPG set in an open world, Dragon's Dogma from Capcom will be brought to life as a Netflix original anime series. The story follows a man's journey seeking revenge on a dragon who stole his heart. On his way, the man is brought back to life as a Horizon, an action-adventure about a man challenged by demons who represent the 7 deadly sins of humans. So there you go on that one here. Seems like it's going to be a pretty cool setup. And Dragon's Dogma is also coming out this April for the Nintendo Switch, so I think they're trying to really hype up the next Dragon's Dogma push. Maybe they're working on a brand new Dragon's Dogma game. It's been a while since we've actually gotten a new game. We've had new content added into the base Dragon's Dogma with the whole Dark Horizon and all that, which is really cool. The game's coming over to Switch April 23rd. It's going to be a lot of fun. I really like Dragon's Dogma. Dogma, but maybe they're actually trying to hype it up and get ready for the next Dragon's Dogma game, Dragon's Dogma 2. That would actually be really dope. I'd be down to play that. Maybe it comes PS4, Xbox One, Switch, also next generation systems as well. So what do you guys think about Dragon's Dogma getting an anime adaptation on Netflix? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here. Nintendo is considering ways to get Fire Emblem Heroes players to make the jump over to Fire Emblem Three Houses on the Nintendo Switch. And here's what the director of Fire Emblem Three Houses had to say on the matter in a recent interview with Nintendo Life. Quote, "While I cannot confirm anything at this time, I can tell you that we are potentially considering different ways to get more fans interested in Fire Emblem Three Houses through Fire Emblem Heroes." So I think that this would be a great idea, just because Fire Emblem Heroes has been by far the most successful Fire Emblem game ever made when it comes to just people seeing it, people playing it. It has so many downloads and has generated so much revenue for Nintendo. A lot of people see Fire Emblem Heroes as their first Fire Emblem game, or a lot of people have seen Fire Emblem Heroes as the game that they've gotten into the most. I know it's crazy, right, considering all the great Fire Emblem games, but I think that this would be a very good idea if they offered some incentive for Fire Emblem Heroes players to go out there, pick up a Switch if they don't have one, and get Fire Emblem Three Houses. Maybe you can transfer over some of your characters. Maybe there's going to be some bonuses that you can transfer back and forth regularly. Heck, maybe even if you play Fire Emblem Three Houses, you can be able to transfer some of the heroes over to Fire Emblem Heroes. So I think that would be a great idea. There is all sorts of stuff that they can do, and Fire Emblem Heroes is their most successful mobile title, so it only makes sense that they would integrate it into Fire Emblem Three Houses some way, shape, or form. But we'll have to wait and see what they do. I personally would love to get certain heroes be able to transfer over to Fire Emblem Three Houses from Fire Emblem Heroes. I think that would be a lot of fun. Also, maybe some currency and stuff like that that you can transfer over based on login bonuses over to Fire Emblem Three Houses. That would get me to play Fire Emblem Heroes a lot more. So I think it's vice versa too. How do you get Fire Emblem Three Houses players or people who are into the console games to play Fire Emblem Heroes as well? I think they can work together. So what do you guys think about all the different topics that we discussed here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.